Beating the odds, unleashing your inner fire, and rewriting your story. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we ignite minds and inspire action. Today, we have the extraordinary privilege of sharing insights from a true beacon of resilience and transformation, Kia Whitlock. Her journey from teenage mother to community leader and inspiration is not just a story of personal triumph, but a testament to the indomitable human spirit that resides in each of us. Kia's impact extends far beyond her own life, touching countless others and proving that with determination, we can indeed rewrite our stories and beat the odds stacked against us. Have you ever stood in front of a mirror, peering into your own eyes, and wondered what untapped potential lies dormant within you? What kind of unbreakable strength and resilience do you see radiating from within when you gaze at your reflection? Now, these aren't just rhetorical questions, my friends. They're the very inquiries that Kia Whitlock faced head on. And her answers, well, they'll leave you breathless. Let's dive into this, shall we? Everything, and I mean everything, begins with a single thought. It's that spark, that initial flicker of possibility that can ignite an inferno of change. To unleash your boundless potential, you must first nurture a mindset that propels you toward triumph. This was Kia's turning point. And let me tell you, it was a doozy. Picture this, a 15-year-old girl standing in front of a mirror, her reflection showing not just her face, but the unmistakable signs of pregnancy. For many, this would be a full stop, a period at the end of a very short sentence. Dreams, canceled. Aspirations, put on indefinite hold. Future, well, let's just say it looked about as bright as a black hole. But Kia, oh no, she had other plans. The reflection she saw wasn't a girl defeated by her circumstances. No, she saw a young woman on the cusp of transformation, ready to rise above her challenges and unlock her full potential. And rise she did, soaring to heights that many thought impossible for a teenage mother. Now, I could almost hear some of you thinking, sure, that's a great story, but what does it have to do with me? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to take a wild ride through the landscape of human potential. And trust me, you're going to want to pay attention. Kia's journey isn't just about teenage pregnancy or overcoming adversity. It's about the power of mindset, the strength of determination, and the incredible potential that lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened. It's about looking at your circumstances, whatever they may be, and saying, nice try, life, but I'm not done yet. Think about it. How many times have you looked at your circumstances and thought, this is it? This is as good as it gets? How often have you allowed the opinions of others to dictate your potential? If you're anything like most people, the answer is probably too often. But here's the kicker. Those limitations, they're not real. They're about as solid as a sandcastle at high tide. And Kia's story is the wave that's about to wash them all away. When Kia looked in that mirror, pregnant at 15, she made a choice that would define not just her future, but the future of her unborn child. She chose to see possibility where others saw problems. She chose to see strength where others saw weakness. And most importantly, she chose to see a future filled with success and achievement where others saw only struggle and hardship. This choice, this shift in perspective, is the first step in beating the odds. It's about recognizing that your circumstances don't define you. Your response to them does. It's about understanding that every challenge is an opportunity in disguise, waiting for you to unwrap it and discover the gift inside. But let's be real for a moment. Making this choice isn't easy. It requires courage. It demands resilience. And it calls for a level of self-belief that many of us struggle to muster. Kia didn't just wake up one day and decide to be successful. She had to fight for it every single day. There were moments of doubt, nights filled with tears, and days when giving up seemed like the easiest option. But here's the thing about beating the odds. It's not about never falling. It's about getting back up every single time you fall, dusting yourself off, and taking another step forward. Kia's journey teaches us that success isn't a destination. It's a journey filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. But it's a journey worth taking because on the other side of that struggle lies a version of yourself that you never knew existed, a version that's stronger, wiser, and capable of achieving things you once thought impossible. Now let's talk about the power of education. For Kia, education wasn't just about getting good grades or earning a degree. It was about arming herself with the knowledge and skills she needed to create a better future for herself and her daughter. It was about opening doors that society had tried to slam shut in her face. Despite the challenges of being a young mother, Kia pursued her education with a fervor that would put many to shame. She understood that in a world that was quick to judge and slow to offer second chances, her education would be her ticket to a better life. But here's the kicker. Kia didn't stop at just getting an education for herself. She recognized the transformative power of knowledge and made it her mission to spread that power to others. Today, she stands as a beacon of hope and inspiration, using her experiences and knowledge to guide others on their own journeys of transformation. This brings us to another crucial lesson from Kia's story: the importance of giving back. Success, true success, isn't just about what you achieve for yourself. It's about how you use your achievements to lift others up. Kia's work in empowering and educating others is a testament to this philosophy. Think about it. How different would our world be if everyone who achieved success reached back and pulled someone else up with them? How many more stories of triumph over adversity would we hear? How many more odds would be beaten? Kia's story challenges us to think beyond our own success. It asks us to consider our role in creating a world where beating the odds isn't the exception, but the norm. A world where every individual, regardless of their circumstances, has the opportunity to unleash their full potential. But let's not sugarcoat things. The path Kia chose wasn't easy. It required sacrifice, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to her goals. There were times when the odds seemed insurmountable, when the voices of doubt, both external and internal, threatened to drown out her dreams. Yet, in those moments of doubt, Kia found strength. She found it in the eyes of her daughter, in the support of those who believed in her, and in the fire that burned within her soul. She understood that beating the odds wasn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances. It was about taking the circumstances she had and making them perfect. This is perhaps one of the most powerful lessons we can learn from Kia's journey: the understanding that we don't need to wait for our circumstances to change to start working towards our dreams. We can start right where we are, with what we have. Are you in a job you hate? Start learning the skills you need for the career you want. Struggling with relationships? Begin by working on yourself and becoming the person you want to attract. Feeling stuck in life? Take one small step today towards the life you envision. Kia's story reminds us that every great journey begins with a single step. And often that first step is simply changing the way we see ourselves and our circumstances. It's about looking in the mirror and choosing to see potential instead of limitations, strength instead of weakness, and a future filled with possibilities instead of one constrained by the past. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but you don't understand my situation. My odds are different. My challenges are too big. To that I say, so were Kia's, a teenage mother facing societal judgment, economic challenges, and the monumental task of raising a child while still a child herself. If there was ever a situation where the odds seemed stacked against someone, it was hers. But here's the thing about odds: they're just numbers. They're calculations based on what's happened in the past. They don't take into account your determination, your resilience, or your unwavering belief in yourself. They don't factor in the fire that burns within you, the dreams that keep you up at night, or the love that drives you to create a better future. Kia understood this. She knew that while she couldn't control the hand she was dealt, she had full control over how she played it. And play it she did, with a level of skill and determination that would make even the most seasoned card shark envious. So, what's your hand? What are the cards life has dealt you? More importantly, how are you going to play them? Will you fold, accepting the limitations others have placed on you? Or will you raise the stakes, betting on yourself and your ability to create the future you desire? Kia's story isn't just about overcoming teenage pregnancy. It's about overcoming the voice in your head that says you can't. It's about silencing the critics who say you won't. And it's about proving to yourself more than anyone else that you will. Let me share with you another powerful example of beating the odds. Meet Sarah, a woman who found herself trapped in a cycle of addiction and homelessness. For years, she lived on the streets, her days consumed by the pursuit of her next fix. Society had written her off as a lost cause, another statistic in the ongoing battle against substance abuse. But Sarah, like Kia, refused to accept this narrative. One day, while huddled in a doorway, seeking shelter from the rain, she caught a glimpse of her reflection in a puddle. In that moment, she saw not just who she was, but who she could be. It was her mirror moment, her turning point. With nothing but the clothes on her back and a newfound determination in her heart, Sarah sought help. She entered a rehabilitation program, facing her demons head on. The journey was far from easy. There were sleepless nights, moments of intense craving, and days when the weight of her past threatened to crush her spirit. But Sarah persevered. She not only completed the program, but went on to become a counselor herself, using her experiences to help others battling addiction. Today, Sarah stands as a testament to the power of resilience and the human spirit's capacity for change. Sarah's story, like Kia's, reminds us that it's never too late to rewrite your narrative. No matter how dire your circumstances may seem, you always have the power to change your story. Now, let's shift gears and talk about Marcus, a young man who grew up in a neighborhood where academic success was the exception, not the rule. From an early age, Marcus was told that boys like him didn't go to college, that his future was limited to the few blocks of his inner city neighborhood. But Marcus had a dream. He wanted to become a doctor, to heal not just bodies, but the community he came from. Despite the lack of resources, despite the naysayers, despite the odds stacked against him, Marcus threw himself into his studies. He didn't have a quiet place to study at home, so he stayed late at school. He didn't have money for textbooks, so he practically lived at the public library. When his friends were out playing, Marcus was solving math problems and poring over science textbooks. It wasn't easy. There were times when the pressure seemed too much, when the goal seemed too far out of reach. But Marcus persevered. He beat the odds, not just getting into college, but earning a full scholarship to medical school. Today, Dr. Marcus runs a clinic in the very neighborhood he grew up in, providing quality health care to a community that had long been underserved. He's living proof that with determination and hard work, you can not only beat the odds, but change them for others. These stories, Kia's, Sarah's, Marcus, they're not anomalies. They're not rare exceptions to the rule. They're examples of what's possible when you refuse to let your circumstances define you, when you choose to see beyond your current situation and envision a better future. But here's the thing, beating the odds isn't just about individual triumph. It's about creating a ripple effect that changes not just your life, but the lives of those around you. It's about lifting as you climb. Kia didn't just change her own life, she's now empowering other young mothers to do the same. Sarah isn't just staying sober, she's helping others break free from addiction. Marcus isn't just practicing medicine, he's inspiring a new generation of kids from his neighborhood to dream big. This is the true power of beating the odds. It's not just about personal success, it's about changing the narrative, shifting the paradigm, and creating new possibilities for others. So, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with a challenge inspired by Kia's journey, Sarah's transformation, and Marcus's determination, a challenge that has the power to change not just your life, but the lives of countless others. I want you to take a long, hard look, you walk in the mirror, not just at your physical reflection, but deep into your soul. What do you see? Do you see limitations or do you see potential? Do you see your past defining you, or do you see a future waiting to be written? Do you see someone beaten down by circumstances, or do you see a warrior ready to rise and conquer? The choice, as it was for Kia, Sarah, and Marcus, is yours. You have the power to redefine your reflection, to change the narrative of your life. You have the ability to look at the odds stacked against you and say, watch me beat them. Remember, beating the odds isn't about luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for someone to come and save you. It's about taking control of your narrative, about writing your own story, even when the world tries to write it for you. It's about understanding that every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt is an opportunity to grow stronger, to prove your resilience, and to move one step closer to the person you're meant to be. The journeys of Kia, Sarah, and Marcus are testaments to the power of human potential. They're reminders that no matter where you start, no matter what obstacles you face, you have within you the power to rewrite your story. So I challenge you, what odds are you going to beat? What story are you going to rewrite? What potential are you going to unleash? Because make no mistake, you are capable of greatness. You are capable of defying expectations, of shattering limitations, of beating the odds. Just like Kia, Sarah, and Marcus, You have within you a fire that can't be extinguished, a spirit that can't be broken, and a future that's waiting to be claimed. The question isn't whether you can beat the odds. The question is, are you ready to try? Are you ready to look in the mirror and see not just who you are, but who you have the potential to become? Are you ready to take that first step, to make that choice, to begin your own journey of transformation? Kia did it. Sarah did it. Marcus did it. And their stories, their journeys, their triumphs stand as beacons of hope and a challenge to us all. A challenge to dream bigger, to push harder, and to never, ever give up on ourselves. So, what's your next move? What's your first step towards beating the odds? Whatever it is, know this. You have it within you to succeed. You have it within you to triumph. You have it within you to look at any obstacle, any challenge, any seemingly insurmountable odds and say, watch me beat them. As we conclude this powerful journey, I want you to remember that your story is still being written. You hold the pen. You choose the words. You decide the plot, twists and turns. Make it a story of triumph, of resilience, of beating the odds, because that's what you were born to do. That's who you were meant to be. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to stand up. Yes, right now, stand up wherever you are. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lung. Now, I want you to say these words out loud. I am capable. I am resilient. I will beat the odds. Say it again, louder this time. I am capable. I am resilient. I will beat the odds. Feel that power coursing through you? That's your inner fire. That's your potential. That's your future calling out to you. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. Beat those odds. Rewrite that story. Unleash your potential. The world is waiting and your journey starts now. Remember, in the grand story of life, you're not just a character. You're the author. So pick up that pen, turn the page, and start writing the most incredible chapter yet. Your chapter of beating the odds. Thank you.